how both Sanatana Dharma and sustainability talk about the same values. Can you give us some actual examples, real life examples that are simple and for people to understand how they're connected or what are their actual common ground?
The five powers, the Pancha Bhutas, as we described in Sanatana Dharma, the sun, the sky, water, wind, fire. These are integral part of the overall individual constitution as human beings.
How exactly does it connect to the idea of affecting our actions on the planet today? How does karma play a role in
If
this?
you look at the big picture in terms of United Nations, the human activity is creating the global warming, rising sea level, increasing temperature, animal extinction. These are all created by humans.
Hi, I'm Shruti Seetharaman. I run a media production company. I'm a content creator and today and forever curious about how ancient practices actually shape up how we're living our lives today. So welcome to the Green Generation podcast. This is a podcast where timeless wisdom meets today's climate conversation. And on this episode, we're asking a very bold question. Is Sanatana Dharma actually the original guide to sustainable living? We'll explore natural laws, everyday practices, ethics, and how deeply connected our culture is to the planet, all through the lens of both tradition and today's green goals. Are you ready? Okay. So we're going to decode the roots of sustainability the Dharmic way. And today with me, I have Dr. Seetharaman, who's joining us. So I'm going to dive right in and ask you, is Sanatana Dharma really just another word for sustainable living?
Well, Sanatana Dharma encompasses everything. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Sarvojanan sukhino bhavantu. The whole world should be prosperous. All living creatures should be prosperous. We have to be harmonious within ourselves and interacting communities. So it is very profound in substance. The recent phenomenon, as we described as Sustainable Development Goal, which was changed from Millennium Development Goal, encompasses certain goals which are specific to the Sanatana Dharma. So the origin is Sanatana Dharma.
Okay. And would you say that sustainability is already built into Sanatana Dharma, or are they two different ideas that have common grounds?
They have common grounds. Conceptually, it is Sanatana Dharma, as I said. It includes Sustainable Development Mission in modern terms. In terms of ensuring a peace, just, and making sure you live with nature, follow the ethics, do your duty, be harmonious, and ensure you comply with the cosmic framework and synchronize with nature for livelihood.
I mean, I think it has more than just some common grounds. Sounds like a lot of common grounds. But can you give us a few simple examples of how both Sanatana Dharma and sustainability talk about the same values? Like you just mentioned now some of the examples. Can you give us some actual examples, real life examples that are simple and for people to understand how they're connected or what are their actual common grounds?
The five powers, the Pancha Bhutas, as we described in Sanatana Dharma, the sun, the sky, water, wind, fire. These are integral part of the overall individual constitution as human beings, or again, the rest of the living creatures as well in terms of substance. So if you look at sustainable development, these are all integral again. How? If you look at the big picture, the soil is important because you have productivity through soil, food. You need food security.
Yeah.
You need to make sure extreme poverty is alleviated. So that's important. Life on land.
Life underwater.
Life underwater. When it comes to global warming and climate change, goal 13, you need clean air. Like you have clean water, you need clean water, less pollution. Like, again, soil erosion should be stopped to be more productive, more constructive. So essentially, they are in correlation in terms of substance. So whether SDG, as we call it as SDG, and SD, Sanatana Dharma, eternal ancient wisdom. This is modern, that's ancient wisdom. Both are integral in terms of substance to have common livelihood.
No, and I completely agree. There is a reason why they say that our ancestors or even our parents lived longer lives, lived healthier lives. There is obviously some truth to those practices that need to come back, because we are talking, like we've been talking on this podcast, about the urgency of wanting to address sustainability, right? There's a reason why something's changed. The practices have changed, we've evolved, but I definitely think all of these are very much connected. My understanding from this little bit is that they don't just have common grounds. I feel like they're pretty much the same practices we have to incorporate within the environment we're living in today. So the next question I want to ask you is, what does law of nature mean in Sanatana Dharma? So can you give us some examples to sort of understand the law of nature and Sanatana Dharma connection?
You need responsible consumption, responsible production, sustainable cities. So if you look at the big picture in terms of Sanatana Dharma, the core values are very simple and straight. Truth, ahimsa, non-violence. We have to generate peace and prosperity in substance. To achieve that, realization, that is penance. And these are interconnected in terms of satya, the truth, respect to all livelihood, ahimsa. So life on land, we are targeting. Life under the water, we are targeting. Right?
Yeah.
They are different creatures, but they are living soul. That's what the substance is all about. Living creatures, they are eternal in terms of soul. They are in different forms. That's where karma comes in.
Yeah.
Birth, rebirth, either liberation or rebirth is there after death. That's the substance. So based on your action and consequence, you build this. So nature is integral part of both.
Actually, my next question was going to be about karma, because we all talk so much about how good karma, bad karma, put out good energy in the planet, you'll get it back, about all of that energy, right? But again, we're talking about protecting life on land, life underwater, but there's also certain things that are like energies that we come with if we're talking about karma and rebirth. That's the understanding of what karma is. So how exactly does it connect to the idea of affecting our actions on the planet today? How does karma play a role in
See,
this?
if you look at the big picture in terms of United Nations, the human activity is creating the global warming, rising sea level, increasing temperature, animal extinction. These are all created by human.
Yeah.
We have reclaimed lands, suppressing the seas. So if you look at the big picture, it's all human activity. The karma and the consequential impact is on the nature. Bioreserves are getting damaged. So you have to focus in protecting the nature. That's our duty. We have intergenerational obligation in substance. I need to pass on a better world to my next generation.
Yeah.
That's a commitment.
Yeah.
So it is not owned by me. I'm a co-owner as long as I'm on lease in this planet.
Yeah.
And when I exit, I pass out a better world than what I'm having. So it is my duty to protect the planet, to create a better world, better citizenship to this world. So bad karma, if you do it, it will have consequential impact. And that's where our law of nature operates. So your activity should be selfless. The response will be automatic. If you do good things, you will get it in your own lifetime. If you also have bad deeds, the consequent impact you're going to face in terms of your lack of integration within yourself, the physical body and the transition.
Yeah.
And you're also creating major damage to planet Earth and the rest of the cosmic system.
And I feel like that's like the circle of life, right? You don't protect the planet doesn't give you the best environment, and hence not having the best environment to survive in starts affecting your mental health, and so then it's not giving back to you, so you protect the planet so it can protect your health,
Absolutely.
well-being and sanity just as well. Like we've spoken about in the previous podcast about how climate change and global warming have so much to do with why mental health has become more of a prevalent issue. It's not a new age problem, it always existed, but we see more cases of not having harmony with how our mental health feels, because the environment we live in, the food we eat, does not cooperate with us to feel good all the time. Like sunlight's directly affecting your mental health.
This is coming back to basics now. You're
yeah.
getting back, embrace the nature again. Your plant-based food. Vegan comes in. Again, people wants to live with the nature. So synergize with nature, the rest is incidental. You will have a peaceful, prosperous current life, and also you leave a legacy which is more meaningful for betterment for everyone.
Have you come across or read or heard of any actual scriptures, ancient scriptures or texts that talk about living in harmony with nature, that we should be, or maybe for the viewers to understand how it was always written down in time somewhere?
Well, if you look at the Vedas and Upanishads, the whole Smriti and Shruti is Vedas, right? Yajurveda, Samaveda, Rigveda, Atharvana Vedas. Okay, and the practices, if you look at it in terms of yoga, karma yoga, bhakti yoga, devotion, karma yoga, action,
right?
Selfless action. This is a duty and righteousness, right? And again, when it comes to Raja Yoga, you have meditation, tapas, penance. You sacrifice. See, if you look at the big picture, 4 Vedas, Atharvana includes, and again 4 yogas are integral again. The Upanishad, which is the philosophy which elucidates the Vedic scriptures in concerns with the nature for livelihood, is something beautiful. So if you look at it, that's all exactly being, coming in track. People have realized they are not happy unless they create a better world. You are interconnected. You are socially accountable. Corporates are no more engaged in only making profit with purpose. Individuals no more get the peace of mind. You said digital advantage has got consequential impact in terms of negatives as well. So detoxification, they search for peace. The inner unition is coming out of the practices which ancient philosophy has taught. So modernization now in SDG was there in terms of SD, Sanatana Dharma.
So what are some daily rituals or lifestyle practices that are there in Sanatana Dharma that you would say promote a simple, sustainable living for us today?
Well, it's synchronized with the nature, I said, right? And circular economy. Both the principles you have to practice for your comfort and rest of the society. Getting up early when the sun rises, you are already awake. You have integrated your heart and mind and introspected to have a way ahead for the day, right? Every day is a new birth. You understand the dynamics. So synchronize with the nature, simple. Go back to living with nature. So use, reuse, recycle it. Yeah. It's a circular economy. Your birth itself, you have samsara and moksha. I mentioned this. Truth and non-violence is integral part of your axiom.
No.
Don't damage the livelihood. It's not the faith or religion. It is your karma. You have no right to harm any living creature. Love comes in. So essentially, veganism is responding. So if you can, be a vegan. Plant-based food. More peace, more health, more energy, vital energy to ensure you have sustainable practice, sustainable performance in terms of your productivity and synchronize everything. As I said, now everyone is getting into circular economy. You can recycle you consider as a waste can be creating values. That's why reduction, minimalism comes in, aparigraha as they say, and again you are making sure you have better practice for recycling it. Life itself is recycling, right? You are here in some form as a living truth because the soul is eternal. That's the bottom line of Sanatana. So you can convert the negatives into positives. You can convert the waste into value based on your action. How simple it is. It's an ocean. I'm just trying to simplify it.
Yeah, and I think simple practices like, using biodegradable materials, there's so many reused, recycled, those are practices that can help if I can contribute to some daily lifestyle.
Right from birth to death, these practices are time and tested. We have seen the reflection of it when it comes to COVID. Social distancing, ensuring you recycle materials, ensuring it, you don't infect. So some of the practices, even saying namaste, is for a purpose. Say you have the energy, positives and negatives. You try to maximize the positives, right? Minimize the negatives. So creating a society which is carbon neutral, creating a society which is more healthy, hygienic, clean water, affordable energy, will have consequential impact. So some of the practice which you mentioned is valid. The list goes on. When you say circular economy, every sector can play a role. Every walk of life can play a role. If you say electricity, solar, is a greater opportunity. Capture today, the trains are run in solar. Bullet trains in Australia, we are seeing. So there are enough examples now. People have realized you have to go back to basics. Yeah, it's an ancient, timeless wisdom. So you cannot challenge the nature beyond. Right? We in the name of modernization, we are getting back to the nature. That's what the integral part of sustainability within the overall definition of Sanatana Dharma.